Why you should never fucking compare yourself to anybody but yourself. I guess at least. Because I haven't actually read the article. But hello, welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics fucking podcast. Today we're actually doing something completely different because I once again was on the search for some new great articles because I do not want to go through an ideas.that.com article once again. I do just want to have something different, something that's pretty much dedicated to self-help and self-development, which is basically somehow the whole topic of this fucking podcast and our YouTube channel as well, which is incredibly great. Like, I really like it, the whole self-help community. Well, the community as such, especially on Instagram, is somehow, I don't know, like, it's really like two-sided. Like, on one hand, it is really cool that it is spreading so much, especially on social media and something. But on the other hand, it's somehow dangerous. It might be because I'm not always kind of agreeing with all the things that are said. But it's somehow like, yeah, as I said, two sides, and it can be just really fucked up as well. If people are spreading some shit and then people are kind of believing in it and whatsoever. But yeah, today we are actually going through a James Clear article. So James Clear, if you know and have been me on this journey, is actually. Can I please have my fucking window? So James Clear actually is, here it is. James Clear is actually on the channel at least known for all his book summaries. So he has quite a lot of book summaries, which are all great and all pretty detailed. I think there was only a problem with, or was it James Clear? I do know that Paul Miners has one, but James Clear, I think he's also having book summaries on his website. But the thing he's actually known for is writing a great book, and it is actually a pretty famous book as well, Atomic Habits. You might know it, you might not know it. It is pretty known, I would say, especially in this community, especially in the self-help, self-development, self-improvement, self-whatever community. And I think I have only been going through it as a summary on this channel or, in my leisure time or something. But I guess I haven't read it. There are certain books I do not actually remember that I've read, and I actually pretty enjoyed reading a lot of the books that I've read. Some of them were like okay, and some of them were just pretty great, as How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. But I unfortunately somehow lost the whole passion on or about reading books. Really unfortunately, because I've pretty much enjoyed it, but only when I was in a train. I was only able to actually read when I was in a train. When I was on my way to school or to someone else or something. Like, it's really been quite interesting. I don't know why. It's still the same thing. It is really still the same thing. I really don't know why, but it's actually just a lot of fun reading when I'm in the train, when I'm not in the train, and when I'm doing something else. I don't know, like it's not that much fun for me. I've quite never been an avid reader or something. I've still always been reading somehow. Sometimes I had to because of school, or I had to because of some other reasons, but I've also been just really grateful for that, because once I am just really into a book, and once I am just, once I've started to actually read it and to actually kind of get into the whole reading atmosphere or the whole reading thing, it's really been great, and I've also really enjoyed it. But when I'm not, I'm clearly not. Like, when I'm not reading, I'm not in this mood, I'm not really kind of into it. But we are still going through the article. And this article is all about comparing to other people and why it is actually dangerous, from Martha Graham. I unfortunately do not know her, but I assume that she was quite an important person in history of something. Oh, fucking hell. I've just seen that. Plugged in. it's always quite dangerous because I sometimes forget to plug in my fucking PC and then everything would be broken if it turn itself off and whatever. But I think I'm gonna start reading. So Martha Graham on the hidden danger of comparing yourself to others by James Clear on the jamesclear.com website. So Agnes the Mill, I guess, had just achieved the greatest success of her career, but right now the only thing she felt was confusion. She was a dancer and choreographer. Early in her career, the Mill had created the choreography for a ballet called Three Virgins and a Devil. She thought it was good work, but nobody made much of it. A few years later, the Mill choreographed a ballet named Rodeo. Again, she thought her work was solid, but it resulted in little commercial fame. Bonus, I've put together a free downloadable workbook to help you outline your goals, set a schedule to work on them, and commit to it so you can keep your eyes on your own paper. Like Martha Graham, instead of comparing yourself to others. So there is a download link. So again, because I think I will only I won't just put the exact link, I guess, to the website because I'm always forgetting it. I'm actually not promising it because I then would feel very bad if it isn't there, because I just forget it, or I don't know, I'm too lazy somehow because I just have to do the description and the thumbnail and everything else. And this is something additional that somehow is then just quite in my way to actually do these things that I just have to do. But yeah, so then in 1939, the Mill choreographed Oklahoma, ! So Oklahoma, a musical show from Rodgers and Hammerstein, or Hammerstein actually, or Hammerstein, if it would be pronounced in German, that enjoyed nearly instant success. In the coming years, Oklahoma would run for an incredible 2,212 performances, both around the nation and abroad. In 1955, the film version won an Academy Award. But the success of Oklahoma confused her. She thought that her work on Oklahoma was only average compared to some of her other creations. She later said, after the opening of Oklahoma, I suddenly had unexpected flamboyant success for a work I thought was only fairly good after years of neglect for work I thought was fine. I was bewildered and worried that my entire scale of values was untrustworthy. I talked to Martha. Martha was Martha Graham. Perhaps, I just now understand the whole fucking thing. Like, it is about the Mill, which is, D-E, the Mill, like the E and Mill, like M-I-L-L-E, I guess, where is her name? Yes, the Mill, I guess she's pronounced like that. I'm very sorry if not, I don't know. And she's now talking to Martha Graham, who seems to be just actually, as I kind of assumed, a pretty important person. So Martha was Martha Graham, perhaps the most influential dance choreographer, or whatever this is actually called, of the 20th century. Although not as well known by the general public, Graham has been compared to other creative geniuses like Picasso or Frank Lloyd Wright. During their conversation, the Mill told Martha Graham about her frustration. I confessed that I had a burning desire to be excellent, but no faith that I could be. The funny thing about it is that I'm also feeling that as well. Sometimes, I haven't showed you the fucking text, I guess. There it is. I'm sorry. But it is actually some of the things, or it is actually the thing that happened to me and that Gary Vee is also spreading quite a lot. Often, when I'm just, recording an episode and I feel like, okay, actually, the thing was, I think it was 2 days ago, or actually yesterday, I don't remember. I was making a thumbnail for a video, and I thought, like, you know what? On the thumbnail, there's just gonna be me, and I'm just blurring the background because it just looks a little bit nicer. And I'm a designer. I just really hate putting out stuff that is not as aesthetic, whatever, and it's not looking somehow nice. So I decided to do that. The thing that happened was this fucking video gets 5 clicks out of nowhere. Just it is not even kind of named pretty good or pretty kind of interestingly. It just got 5 views, which is incredible for me. Like, it is quite a lot for my channel. Like, I'm not getting any fucking views. And it just was pretty interesting for me that these things that I think are not good are actually performing pretty well. And it was also kind of the thing on Instagram once. There was one post I absolutely hated. I really fucking hated because it looked so fucking shit. And I really do not like to put out stuff that I think is not looking good. It is all about the aesthetic. Like, if it is not looking good, I do not want to post it. Like, yeah, I somehow also just want to have my Instagram account as a sort of portfolio to just, show it to future employers or something. And I quite just don't want this. The thing there was that this exact post was actually performing pretty well. It wasn't bad. It wasn't, astonishingly good, but it was somehow good. And it is also one of the things that Gary Vee just points out quite often and was pointing out just in a very recent. He said to some guy from South Africa actually, and I didn't basically know that they are just, I think their main language is actually English, and I didn't know that. I'm just assuming. I actually don't fucking know. But he said that you should actually put out stuff that you think will not perform well. And I guess it is somehow right. And I'm pretty much looking forward to what she's going to say. So during the conversation, the Mill told Martha Graham about her frustration. I confessed that I had a burning desire to be excellent, but no faith that I could be. Graham responded by saying, there is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action, and because there is only one of you in all of time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium, and it will be lost. The world will not have it. It is not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable, nor how it compares with other expressions. It is not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable, nor how it compares with other expressions. It is your business to keep it yours, clearly and directly, to keep the channel open. I pretty much like this, because this basically says that you are not the judge of your work. Often it is actually your audience, and often it is actually the people that are looking at your work. You shouldn't criticize your work, and you should definitely not somehow say, this is a bad painting, or this is bad music that I've made, or this is a bad video that I've done. I basically always upload every single video that I'm recording. Sometimes I'm just not uploading something because the whole audio was broken. This was actually it happened to me 2 or 3 times or something. I've recorded something, unfortunately, and the whole audio was fucked. I decided to not put it up not because of the quality, but because you couldn't understand anything. Then it is actually because of the quality. Maybe I just, put it out, nevertheless, but you just, you wasn't able to hear anything. You weren't able. So yeah, I didn't actually find any fucking value in the video, so I kind of decided to not put it up. So yeah. The uselessness of judging yourself. For nearly 2 years, I've been publishing articles every Monday and Thursday on jamesclear.com. Some days the words come easier than others, and there have been plenty of times when I have felt a smaller version of what Agnes de Mille felt. I thought this was a good article, why don't people seem to enjoy it? Or I feel like I wrote something average only to see it became the most popular post of the month. Regardless of the outcome, I've realized one thing. We are often terrible judges of our own work. Martha Graham's advice takes this concept a step further by explaining that not only are you a bad judge of your own work, it is not your job to judge your own work. It is not your place to compare it to others. It is not your responsibility to figure out how valuable it is or how useful it can be. It is not your job to tell yourself no. Instead, your responsibility is to create. Your job is share what you have to offer from where you are right now. To quote Pema or Pema, I think it's Pema actually, it's Pema, Kodron, the Buddhist teacher, your job is to come as you are and then find your inner Sisu and keep coming. There are people in nearly every field of work who make each day a work of art by the way they do their craft. In other words, nearly everyone is an artist in one way or another, and every artist will judge their work. The key is to not let your self-judgment keep you from doing your thing. Professionals produce even when it isn't easy. Totally true. Like, if you're a graphic designer and it is just your fucking job, you do just have to do it. Like, there's no fucking way around it. There's no fucking way around producing something or making something for that particular client, especially if you're in a fucking agency. Like, you just have to work. You know, there's nothing around that, actually. There really is not. Keep your eyes on your own paper. And this is actually something that I was forced to think about just really fucking recently. In school, and he's actually putting it out there, in school it is very, very terrible in terms of that, because everybody is somehow comparing himself or herself to other people, you know, because you get grades, not grades, but you get marks and whatsoever, and you want to know what others have, maybe. And I think in my surroundings, you know, in my school at least, it is somehow normal to ask the other people, what do you have? What mark do you have? To compare, you know, each other's results. And even some people, you know, come up to you and be like, okay, you know, they're not very nice sometimes. You know, they are like, okay, you know, I've been better. Sometimes it's even a joke, but I don't think if there is something to joke about in terms of that. Like, I know it's always about how you receive it and how you think about it, but just be nice to the people around you. You know, just be very empathetic and just really try to not hurt anybody's feelings unnecessarily. Like, you just can't say it. Like, you do not have to come up to people and be like, you know, this time I've been better than you. You know, for me, you know, for example, it bothers me, even though it is just a joke of my friends. It somehow bothers me, you know. And I just really have to work on that. It just doesn't have to bother me. And this is just really something that I have to work on. You know, it should never ever bother me. It should not. And it still does to some degree. And sometimes I'm just exploding then. Like, I can really see it. I'm just gonna explode one time. And this, you know, especially this shouldn't be the case. But let's see. In grade school, I remember my teacher passing out an assignment and telling each student to keep your eyes on your own paper. Yeah, do not cheat. Something that we hear as well. So perhaps she was simply trying to teach 8-year-olds to not cheat. But hidden within that phrase is also a deeper message about what really matters. It doesn't make a difference what the person next to you writes down for his answer. This is your race to run. It's your assignment to complete. It is your answer to create. How your paper compares to someone else's is not the point. The point is to fill the paper with your work. The same can be said of your work today. No matter what you spend your days doing, every morning you wake up and have a blank piece of paper to work with, you get to put your name at the top and fill it in with your work. If what you write on your paper doesn't meet someone else's expectations, it is no concern of yours. The way someone else perceives what you do is a result of their own experiences, which you can't control, their own tastes and preferences, which you can't predict, and their own expectations, which you don't set. If your choices don't match their expectations, that is their concern and not yours. Which actually also leads to, I'm already done. Nearly. Nearly. Um, fuck, because I'm really fucking enjoying this one. But I gotta have enough time to talk about some things and maybe just pick out another article that I'm going to go through just the next time. I'm pretty much enjoying this episode. The episode before that I haven't much enjoyed, or I didn't much enjoy, because today is quite a weird day. Today I wasn't really feeling good up to this episode, to be honest. I've been waking up way too late. I don't really like this, because I just wanna do a lot of things. I just wanna work. I just wanna create. I just wanna work. I just wanna hustle, even though I don't like this kind of phrase that much. I just wanna do. This is just what I like. I really don't like hanging around, laying in bed or whatsoever. This is not who I am. It is really not who I am. But it's a really great story, and unfortunately I do just not remember what I initially wanted to say. Never mind. I just go on. So your concern is to do the work, not to judge it. Your concern is to fall in love with the process and not to grade the outcome. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Bonus, I've put together a free downloadable workbook to help you outline your goals, set a schedule to work on them, and commit to it so you can keep your eyes on your own paper. Like Martha Graham, instead of comparing yourself to others, click here to get it free. So there again, I've just read it, even though I knew that I've read it. Do you know Reddit? Really fucked up joke, yeah, I know. The footnotes, one of these parts of the text is from Martha, which I guess is a book. So Martha, The Life and Work of Martha Graham by Agnes de Mille, page 264, actually. Pretty nice source, actually. I really like this. I really deeply like this, because it is fucking great. If you just want to read the book as well, and it is actually a great story. The thing that I'm seeing, and which is sad so often, which is so made obviously and whatsoever, stories are great. Stories are really fucking great. And by the way, I'm just thinking about actually putting up this video without any thumbnail. And I'm gonna see what it is looking like. Even though I think it's not gonna perform that well. I'm just maybe trying. Or maybe just put some text there. Or maybe I'm just gonna make it like I think it's gonna perform good. Maybe with one fucking red arrow. It is actually really working. Like the red arrow thing, it is working. I'm very sorry. I've been using the red arrows quite often. Sometimes they worked, sometimes actually not. But this has really been a great book. And by the way, the second source is from thanks to Paul Chun for pointing me to the story of Agnes de Mille and Martha Graham. So just, I thank you, which is also great. And I do also want to point out some things that is always on the very bottom of every single article, which is, thanks for reading, you helped save a life. Whenever you buy one of my books, join the Habits Academy, or otherwise contribute to my work, 5% of the profits are donated to the Against Malaria Foundation, which is the AMF. In fact, thanks to our advertising partners, even a simple act like reading another article helps us contribute more. With each donation, AMF distributes nets to protect children, pregnant mothers, and families from mosquitoes carrying malaria. It is one of the most cost-efficient ways to extend life and fulfills my bigger mission to spread healthy habits and help others realize their full potential. 4,685 malaria nets distributed, 8,433 people protected, 87 years of additional life, and 2 lives saved. Pretty fucking nice. Pretty nice. And, I think have to talk a little bit about the whole donation thing. I've once, I guess, in my life donated $10, it was, for, I don't actually know or remember what it was complete. I think it was Care. I guess there's also care.com and whatsoever. I thought this is a great website, and I really wanted to donate something, because what I want to do is just really have a great legacy, and I do want to donate to charity as well. The thing with a lot of people saying, like, if I would have 10 million bucks, I would totally kind of donate 1K of it. The thing with that is, it's not quite true. It really is not, because the thing is, if you would donate 1K of your 10 million, which would be 10 million, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, divided by, or is it actually divided by 1,000? 10,000. One 10,000th of your money, which would be, if we have, let's say, what could it be? Let's say you have, let's say you have 20K, and that divided by 10,000 actually, which would, I think, actually be the same exact relation, would be $2. It is quite nothing. The thing there is, not too many people are actually donating $2. By the way, if I'm able to donate $2 today, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I do just hope that I really hope that I'm able to do that, because most often it is like, you gotta have to kind of donate, at least, I don't know, $10 or something, or at least 5 or something. But if I'm able to donate $2, I'll do it. I'm not gonna film anything, and even it is somehow a little bit stupid that I'm saying it, because I'm acting like, I'm so fucking great person or something. I think we all should do, like, we all living in a first world country. For me, $2 is actually a lunch. I'm really, really not spending any fucking thing. I'm really not. Like, I really am not spending any of my money. Especially on nothing but something to eat. But because I, like food, and I need food, and I do just want to have proper food, even though I'm still not gonna buy any stupid fucking expensive food. But I've really enjoyed this article. I think this was actually one of the articles that I've enjoyed the most. I really did. I've really liked the story. I've really liked the whole outcome. I've really liked how it is actually kind of contributing to my life, and hopefully actually also contributing to your life. But yeah, I think I'm not going to extend it unnecessarily, this episode, because I sometimes do that, but it's like 2 minutes of your life. I'm not going to take that from you. It's not about me. I wish you the best health, wealth, happiness, and success, and I hope that you're going to remind yourself on how you're going to be remembered. So basically your legacy, and how you're going to be remembered by all the people that are younger than you, or that just have seen that you have died, how they just think about you, and it is totally in your hands. It really is. With that being said, I thank you very much for watching and or listening, and I see you the next time. I love you, really. Oops.